bonds unwind.
In the face of nearly losing our planet, we discovered that true strength lies not in grand gestures, but in the steadfast actions of individuals. Each small choice we make for our Earth echoes louder than any voice alone. Together, we turn the tide towards renewal, one heart, one home, and one community at a time. Jonas Haldorsen, Mayor of St. John's, Newfoundland, 2042.
7 days later, in Nico's spacious office, Lyra and Max met with the other newlyweds, Nico and Kenzie and Rhea and Zer. She looked around at the office with its immense cracked stone conference table and the accumulated treasures of more than 2,700 years of Estolian history, and then grinned at Nico.
You misled me as to the size of your office,
Lyra observed.
No,
Nico contradicted her.
I can say definitively that there is not enough room in my office for me to begin my tenure as keeper, and for you to use it simultaneously as a seclusion suite.
He chuckled.
I believe that whether or not deception was involved, you will forgive me.
You're right.
She said. She looked at Max and reflected on how her life had spiraled through various phases, from her dead-end existence with her parents to being disowned on her sister's wedding day, and finally to the glorious new beginning here in Estolia. Max slid his arms around her as two other couples indulged in their own displays of affection. Just then, the door opened, and Zeke walked in with Kederin by his side, smiling at the gathered couples.
I recall,
Zeke began.
when you, Nico,
He looked at Nico before turning to look at Max.
and Maximilian both declared your intentions to travel to California before going on to Canada. That was when I realized a most fortuitous culmination of circumstances would bring together three couples, one after the other. I knew that, as the keeper, I would be asked to give a great sacrifice and leave my darling Kederin and travel with you, to ensure that you three couples met one another, recognized your connections, and then worked towards this moment.
Nico said.
I knew, Uncle, something momentous had occurred to you.
He paused and glanced briefly at Kenzie before looking at Max and Zer.
There truly is no other nation that reaps the blessings deity gives us in abundance.
Your three sons will be born on the same day.
Zeke prophesied.
They will be an incredible resource for Estolia as Sebastiani's actions become more pronounced. They will have, in many ways, a more critical role even than Zeb's, helping to shape our nation in the future, redefining our role in the greater world, and nurturing our fragile planet. This confluence that brought you six together was as critical to the future of Estolia as anything Zeb will do, or that our next king, Tiernan, and his last resort will do.
Nico had a strange look on his face. Lyra watched him curiously. It was as if something grandiose was visible to him, something epic. After a second, his eyes focused back on the here and now, and he said with a low but powerful voice,
Uncle, I see what you see, and I know it is true. Our lives as Estolians will be impacted by the events taking place around the world in the opening half of this century.
Nico looked at Kenzie. He lifted his hand to run it through her rainbow-colored hair before he turned to look at his sister and then at Lyra.
I do not believe it is possible to put into words what I now know to be true. But I can say without hesitation, you three women will be pivotal figures in the drama of the Capitulo just commencing. By the time my successor takes over, we will know just how critical the last month has been to the future of our world.
In gentle breeze, where dreams take flight, we'll hold on tight through darkest night. Peace will find a way somehow. Hope is growing here and